सभी को मेरा सादर नमन. On behalf of Indira Gandhi Center for Indian Culture, High Commission of India, I have the immense pleasure to welcome all the distinguished guests on this evening of Nritya Samagam. I now invite Her Excellency Shrimati Nandini Singla ji, the High Commissioner of India, Dr. Mrs. Leela Devi Lakhinarayan, Permanent Secretary, Dr. Mrs. Sarita Budhul ji, President of Bhojpuri Speaking Union, and Dr. Mrs. Madhuri Ramdhari ji, Deputy Secretary General of World Hindi Secretariat, for the lighting of lamp.
Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadah shatru buddhi vinashaya dipajyotir namostute dipajyotir namostute Shubham kurutvam kalyanam arogyam dhanasampadah.
I now request the Director of IGCIC, Shri Balvant Thakur ji, to kindly give the welcome speech. Sir.
Honorable Shri Avinash Teeluck ji, Minister for Arts and Cultural Heritage, Government of Mauritius. Her Excellency Shrimati Nandini Singla ji, High Commissioner of India. Dr. Mrs. Leela Devi ji, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Arts and Cultural Heritage. Dr. Mrs. Madhuri Ramdhari ji, Deputy Secretary General, World Hindi Secretariat. Dr. Mrs. Sarita Budhul ji, President, Bhojpuri Speaking Union. Shri Budhul ji, Vice President, Hindu Mahasabha. My friend Vikram Sachin Jutan ji, General Manager, Mauritius Broadcasting Corporation, Mauritius Film Development Corporation. Today we are celebrating World Day of Dance. In fact, IGCIC took this initiative of celebrating World Days with the World Theatre Day on 27th of March this year. And now we have taken this responsibility to celebrate all the days. Today we are celebrating World Day of Dance, and on 21st of June we will be celebrating the World Day of Music as well, though we have that day, the International Day of Yoga, but the same day is also the World Day of Music as well. So celebrating World Day is to recognize such kind of happenings. When we look at India, perhaps we are the only nation in the world which has given, which take pride in the fact that we have largest number of dance traditions in India. I have a very close association with some of the happenings back with India relating to the dances of India. In fact, in the year 2000, when the 8th classical dance of India was being recognized, I was one of the members of the committee which recognized Satriya dance of Assam. Now we have 8 classical dances, recognized classical dances of India. In fact, when we look at the majority of the dance traditions, particularly the folk traditions, you will find it's more a community celebration. In some parts of India, when you go to Assam, there's a famous local dance called Bihu. You might have heard of Bihu. Can you believe it's a belief that if a girl is not able to dance Bihu, she will not get any match. So, yeah, this is basically a prerequisite for a girl to be very well acquainted with the dance called Bihu. And I have certain very interesting things which happened with me relating to dance. In Jammu and Kashmir, there's a region called Ladakh. You might have heard Ladakh. In Ladakh, the marriage dance is basically all has to be a part of when the bride and groom have to dance, and all the guests have to join. Once I was invited in one of the marriages, I was the only one left out, and everybody else was dancing. This is how sometimes it becomes community celebrations back in India, because majority of folk dances are the ritualistic dances, and in certain regions, in my Jammu region, there's a dance called Kud, which basically is a male dance, and all male have to be a part of that. If there's in a village you organize Kud dance, all male have to. It's compulsory. It's for all men folk to be a part of such a kind of dance. If you don't dance, because there's a belief that if a person is not dancing, that person may have some problem. But look at over the years, we have been drifting away from all these traditions. These are the occasions for community celebrations. These are the occasions for people to come together and rejoice and meet each other and share. I think we also need to promote such happenings out here in Mauritius, and I'm really very happy that ICCIC has been taking a lot of initiatives, and we are ma'am, I would like to share with you that now a new scheme in ICCR has come up. As we have regular classes, we are having Kathak dance out here, but other dances we can also include, and we can invite the great masters. There's a new scheme which has come with the ICCR. ICCR has introduced a new scheme wherein we invite a great master of the tradition who comes and takes a small, short-term 1 month, 2 month workshop. And in that series, I have planned to at least start master series with Bharatanatyam, with Kuchipudi, with Odissi, with Mohiniyattam, and whatever is the interest. If I get there is the interest for other 7 dance traditions, we will have those workshops here in IGCIC. Without taking much of your time, it's a day of the celebration, and it's being celebrated world over. And I must admit one thing, I'm highly impressed by our Honorable Mr. He's been taking a lot of interest. Wherever I go, people saying, when he is there to patronize us, to support us, I think there's no, we'll not be behind it. And you will find everywhere a lot of interest coming up. And all credit goes to you, sir. All credit goes to you. We are going to have a lot of collaborative events now for the 75 years of India's independence, and you have been very kind. Our permanent secretary is also sitting here. I think she took a lot of interest, and she's very keen that all those proposals which we have sent to you are going to happen out here. And thank you for coming over here. And without taking much of your time, I would like you to witness the program. Enjoy your program. Thank you, and thank you very much.
I now call upon stage Her Excellency Shrimati Nandini Singla ji, the High Commissioner of India, to deliver her speech. Ma'am.
Honorable Minister of Arts and Cultural Heritage, His Excellency Shri Avinash Teeluck ji, Madam Nalini Ji, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Arts and Cultural Heritage, Director of ICCR, Dr. Balvant Thakur, Madhuri Ramdhari ji, Deputy Secretary General of the World Hindi Secretariat, Dr. Sarita Budhul, President of the Bhojpuri Speaking Union. It's hard to take everybody's names because right now I feel I'm with friends. There is our very, very dear friend Vikram Jutanji. So I should just say good evening, namaste to all my dear friends here, and then say all protocol observed, which is a very popular line in Mauritius. I love it. Thank you for coming and celebrating the International Day of Dance. To be very honest, I did not know that there was a World Dance Day being celebrated. This is the first time. And I'm glad that my first celebration is at our own cultural center, and we have to thank Dr. Balvant Thakur for this. A round of applause. When I was sitting there and looking at the title Nritya Samagam, I realized how important it is to have this day. Because in many ways, words can lie, but bodies never lie. When we dance, you cannot but be who you are and express what you really feel. And that's why dance has been a timeless testimony to a community's identity, how they see life, their culture. I remember visiting Indonesia once for work, and then I saw this beautiful dance. And I asked them, what is this dance called? They said, oh, don't you know? They were dancing Ramayana. It's from your country. And very honestly, I had never seen the Ramayana being depicted that way, but it was the Indonesian Ramayana. It was a demonstration of who Indonesian people are, their culture, their traditions, their very identity. Similarly, in India, as our director mentioned, we probably have the largest diversity of dances anywhere in the world. As a young girl, I had joined the National Cadet Corps. It's like a paramilitary organization. But along with wearing uniforms, we were required to wear a variety of dance costumes and learn many Indian dances. And I'm very grateful to the National Cadet Corps, NCC as we call it, because we were being trained for a national competition and to win the Prime Minister's trophy and the Prime Minister's medal. I remember learning Tiruvadira, a dance from Kerala. I remember learning Dandiya. I think many of you would have seen in our Bollywood movies, it's very popular during Navratri. I, of course, learnt Bharatanatyam, just to perform a piece. Not really learnt it. And then I used to perform something called the bamboo dance of Nagaland. I don't know how many of you have watched it. It's absolutely fabulous. There are people sitting and they are knocking the bamboos together, and there are girls dancing between the bamboos. So unless there is perfect harmony between those who are banging the bamboos and those who are dancing, many people end up injured. But it never happens. That's the beauty of dance, the message of harmony. And personally, I love Indian dances, and my ambition in life was to become a Bharatanatyam dancer. But unfortunately, I grew up in a very small town, and my parents searched long and hard for one Bharatanatyam teacher who could teach their daughter, but there was none at that time. And so now I'm the Indian High Commissioner here, sitting there and watching a performance. I would rather have been here. But that's life. Not too late, well. But today, being here as the Indian High Commissioner, celebrating the World Day of Dance in our cultural center, which is the biggest cultural center anywhere in the world, is unique and special in itself. Why do I say this? Because today we are not just celebrating dance. We are celebrating dance as one of the biggest bonds that can bring two countries together, as a lever of diplomacy, as a lever of international relations, because the 6 performers you'll see here today, all of them are Mauritian, and they're going to be presenting Indian dances to you. There's not a single Indian dancer in our celebration of Indian dance in this cultural center in Mauritius. They're all Mauritians. And out of these 6, 3 of them have studied dance in India using Government of India scholarships. All 6 of them were trained in India. 3 from a scholarship given by the ICCR on behalf of the Government of India. The 3 lead dancers, Rochana, Parinita and Tejasvini, are proud ICCR scholars, and Tejasvini is also a gold medalist. And we have another lead performer, Jai Kumar, who is a disciple of Padma Bhushan Chandrasekhar and is a product of India's most renowned dance academy, Kalakshetra, from my hometown of Bangalore. And IGCIC itself, where we are having this event today, has trained thousands of Mauritians in dance and music. Some of them are performing here today for us. And today, I feel like dance in itself is one of those beautiful threads in the Rakhi that our 2 brotherly countries tie each other every Raksha Bandhan. And on this note, I also want to make an announcement that hopefully you will take back to your families, friends, and all of whom you know. We have a one-of-a-kind competition that has been announced in India. It's called Pratibha Sangam. For the first time, the Government of India is going to honor foreigners, Indians who have studied Indian dance, traditional Indian dance, Bharatanatyam, Kathak and Odissi, and then our 2 main musical traditions, Hindustani and Carnatic music, both vocal and instrumental. And we're going to have competitions at the national, regional and international level. So there will be a competition only for Mauritians. And the winners of this competition will go to the regional level, and the winners will also be visiting India to participate in the international competition. Of course, there'll be cash prizes too. So I think it's an exciting possibility. I invite as many Mauritians as possible to participate in this. I hope MFDC publicizes this, MBC publicizes this, and all of you will. And finally, all of you know, we are celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, 75 years of India's independence. We are also celebrating 75 years of India-Mauritius diplomatic relations. We had a very ambitious program of events. Unfortunately, many of them haven't taken place because of the 50% restriction owing to COVID-19. But as soon as things relax, we will bring to you many interesting slices of the flavors of India. And one of them, which I think you will all love to know about, is a grand festival of Indian epics. Grand performances of the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Krishna Leela. Our director, as you know, is a great theatre enthusiast, so he's putting together a fabulous performance. We hope that we bring this and many more, like a food festival, a film festival, a festival, fashion festival. We have so many festivals in India to celebrate. We just hope that the COVID situation normalizes and we can have many more of these. On that note, I wish you happy dancing, lot of celebrations of life, and a very happy evening to all of you. Thank you. Namaskar. Dhanyavad.
Ma'am, we would like you to stay back. We have a small surprise. In fact, only you gave me the idea that this surprise has to be kept, like the person who's being honored should not be knowing about it. We had a function here, and it was in fact a very different kind of function where we was supposed to link with a global program which was organized by ICCR in Delhi, and Mr. Vikram Jutan, he came forward in our support. And can you believe, when we were having the technical rehearsals and we were trying to link with India, we had a lot of problems. And when Madam took a stock like of note from me that how we are prepared, I just narrated the entire story what happened for the entire night we have been working. And there's a person sitting out here. He's been standing, testing, linking up with Delhi, and he's sitting right here with us, Mr. Vikram Sachin Jutan. And immediately, Madam, our High Commissioner said, we need to have a public reception of this person. We need to appreciate this kind of initiative and this kind of collaboration with Mauritius. He is the face of Mauritius, supporting Indian initiatives out here. And ma'am said that no way, surprise him. Just ask him to come over here, and he should not be knowing. In any case, he comes for all our programs, and he records the programs, documents us that for us, and then later are shown on MBC also. So I would like to request the Honorable Minister also to join us in this felicitation function. We have a small surprise for Mr. Vikram Jutan. Vikram Jutan, please give a big hand to Vikram Sachin Jutan. And surprise is, one day we were discussing, I just asked him which instrument Indian musical instrument you like to play, if you at all have a interest for music. You know what he said? I would like to play sitar. So it's the time to honor him with the gift of one sitar. What Indian sitar? Please bring one sitar. First. Oh yeah.
I would kindly request Her Excellency, Ma'am, to kindly stay on stage to felicitate the Honorable Mr. Avinash Teeluck, Minister of Arts and Cultural Heritage. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor and privilege to call up on stage the Honorable Mr. Avinash Teeluck, Minister of Arts and Cultural Heritage, for his speech, sir.
Thank you so much. I should say I'm deeply touched and very much grateful for the honor, for the privilege. And I also speak here on behalf of Vikram, who I suppose is equally touched by the love that we receive through the High Commissioner, through Mr. Dr. Balvant Thakur, and all the members of ICCR and officers of the High Commission. These gestures translate the bonding that we celebrate every day, the bonding that we have between Mauritius and India. And these gestures only consolidate and help to further strengthen this brotherly tie between our two nations. And I will also seize this opportunity to thank the Government of India, to thank the High Commission of India for the welcome, for the welcome that they reserved to our Prime Minister during his last visit to India. Again, what we have witnessed in Mauritius through television, through other platforms, really shows that Mauritius is truly special to India and to Indians as well, because we have seen kids, we have seen children, we have seen elders, the way they have greeted the Prime Minister and Mrs. Jagannath, the way they have welcomed, the way they have shown respect, love during his visit is truly, truly second to none. We haven't seen that before. And again, through you, High Commissioner, Excellency, we thank the Government of India, we thank the Prime Minister Narendra Modi for all the love and all the respect that they have for Mauritius. I will follow with protocol. Her Excellency Mrs. Nandini Singla ji, High Commissioner of India to Mauritius, the Permanent Secretary of my ministry, Dr. Balvant Thakur ji, Mrs. Ramdhari ji, Dr. Sarita Budhul ji, my brother Vikram Jutan ji, all members of various social, cultural organizations, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, or good evening, rather. Namaste. Thank you so much for inviting me and making me part of this wonderful event, which is the celebration of World Dance Day. We have heard so beautifully from Her Excellency how dance is important and what dance represents in the cultural landscape of a country. And it occurred to me when you were giving your speech that all the folk dances in India, all the forms of dance we have in India, actually is what we have inherited in Mauritius, and it is what we celebrate today in Mauritius. Dr. Sarita Budhul ji is here. Last night is it last night that we had the award night? We had an award night organized by MFDC, where one of the cultural programs being shown on yesterday was Geet Gawai. And actually Geet Gawai, which has been inscribed as a World Heritage with UNESCO, comes from India. It is a heritage that we have inherited from Mother India, which we still practice today. And the whole purpose of Geet Gawai is not just celebrating a particular event. It's not just dancing to the tune of a dholak or the tabla or the lota. It goes beyond that. It celebrates how people were living at that time. It celebrates how people were being treated at that time. It celebrates their resilience to how they were being treated. It goes beyond just simple movements to melody or to music. It defines the livelihood of those people at that time that was suffering from atrocities. And today, by preserving Geet Gawai, by giving it due respect and by having it inscribed at the level of UNESCO, shows the commitment of the country to preserve that heritage, that culture, and to remember what our ancestors who came from India have gone through, but still have been able not only to keep up to the culture, but are still celebrating that culture. And World Dance Day is an opportunity for us to commemorate not just the artistic form of Git Gawai, but also what is attached to Git Gawai, which is all the sufferings, which is the cultural heritage that has been left by our ancestors. And same applies to Sega Tipik, which is also inscribed actually. Sega is that form of dance that you will dance around fire, a bonfire, and that would be at night time after toiling in sugarcane fields, in forests, cleaning up, working hard, sweating, bleeding, and at night reuniting together to forget all the pains and sufferings and make merry with just one thing in mind: a hope for a better day. That is what Sega was all about. That is what dance is all about. That is what music is all about. It gives us hope of a better day. It gives us the belief that we will see better times coming when times are dark. So thank you, IGCIC. Thank you, Excellency, the High Commissioner, for giving me the opportunity to participate in the celebration of World Dance Day. I think next year I will speak on behalf of the ministry, and I will engage also, commit also the PS of the ministry in this. I think next year the ministry will have to take the initiative to organize and to celebrate World Dance Day in collaboration, of course, with the IGCIC and the High Commission, and see how we can provide not only, as I say, celebrate our folk dance, but also celebrate new forms of dances. For instance, Kathak, which is being taught here at IGCIC, and my daughter herself is a student of IGCIC. She is, I think, resuming classes in a week or so. And I should congratulate you, by the way, congratulate Excellency as well, Her Excellency as well, for the marvelous lessons of Kathak being taught here, because she would come back home each and every Saturday after her classes and will teach me how to dance. But I'm such a bad dancer, and my only inspiration when it comes to dancing is Mitunda. So I'm more of a disco dancer than Kathak. But thank you for celebrating World Dance Day. Thank you for, again, collaborating with the ministry, with MFDC, with Bhojpuri Speaking Union, and making feel equal to this activity of tonight. And I will end my speech by saying that we are also as much excited about celebrating the 75th anniversary of the independence of India. And myself and Her Excellency had a couple of meetings in that respect. We are finalizing the terms of our cultural exchange program, which is an agreement that is concluded between the two governments in terms of exchange of artistic and cultural performances, but also of know-how and experience. We have included and updated the agreement to make sure that the celebration of the 75th anniversary of independence caters for certain exchanges to facilitate the whole organization of certain events. So once the agreement is finalized, I'm sure that we will be able to kickstart a plethora of events till next year. So Excellency, you can count on the ministry, you can count on the government in terms of assistance in organizing whatever needs to be organized to celebrate, as it should, the 75th anniversary of the independence of India. With these few words, I thank you for your attention. Good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, the Honorable Mr. Avinash Teeluck, Minister of Arts and Cultural Heritage. Ladies and gentlemen, we will start our cultural program by a Bharatnatyam dance entitled Kriti by Mr. Kumaren Iyasamy. Mr. Iyasamy is currently working at MGI, and he currently holds a Bachelor of Fine Arts and Master degree with a first class in Bharatnatyam. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome Mr. Kumaren.
Devi Sureshwari Bhagavati Gange तरल तरंगे शंकर मौली विहारिणी विमले मम मति तव पद कमले तव पद कमले कमले तुंगतरंगे गंगे जय तुंगतरंगे गंगे जय तुंगतरंगे गंगे जय तुंगतरंगे गंगे जय
Nadim, tadim, tadim, ginna tom nadim, tadim, tadim, ginna tom ta. Nadim, tadim, tadim, ginna tom nadim, tatakadim, takita takanadim, tatam, kidataka dhari kidatum nadim, tatam, kidataka dhari kidatum nadim, tatam, tak dhari kidatum.
तुंगतरंगे गंगे जय तुंगतरंगे गंगे जय तुंगतरंगे गंगे जय तुंगतरंगे गंगे கங்கே ஜய துங்கதரங்கே கங்கே கங்கே दूरीकृत जन पाप समूहे पूरित कच्छप उच्चग्राहे दूरीकृत जन पाप समूहे पूरित कच्छप उच्चग्राहे परमहंस गुरु भणित चरित्रे ब्रह्मा विष्णु शंकर नोति पात्रे परमहंस गुरु भणित चरित्रे ब्रह्मा विष्णु शंकर नोति पात्रे सा तुंगतरंगे गंगे जय तुंगतरंगे गंगे जय तुंगतरंगे गंगे जय जय तुंगतरंगे गंगे गंगे
Our next performance is a Tamil folk dance entitled Kudire Atam Kolatam by the students of Sri Senthil Arnachalam. He is currently working as a dance educator at the Ministry of Education for the past 14 years and also serves as a part-time lecturer at the Mahatma Gandhi Institute till date. So ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the artist.
வரும்
கொடுத்த குற வள்ளி எங்கள் சொந்தமமே. புள்ளி மயில் வாகனத்தில் இந்த புவனம் சுற்றிய வேலரிடம் உள்ளம் தன்னை பறி கொடுத்த குற வள்ளி எங்கள் சொந்தமமே. ஓஹோ ದಿನ 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 ತಂದಿನ 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 வில்லும் கல்லும் அம்பும் கொண்டே வில்லும் கல்லும் அம்பும் கொண்டே இன்னும் வேட்டையாடும் கூட்டமடி. வில்லும் கல்லும் அம்பும் கொண்டே இன்னும் வேட்டையாடும் கூட்டமடி. கொள்ளும் மானும் மறை நாங்க கொல்வதில்லை மனிதரைத்தால். கொள்ளும் மானும் மறை நாங்க கொல்வதில்லை மனிதரைத்தான். கும் தரிக்கிட்ட தரிக்கிட்ட கும் தரிக்கிட்ட தரிக்கிட்ட கும் தரிக்கிட்ட தரிக்கிட்ட கும் தரிக்கிட்ட தரிதாம். வெள்ளி நில யாரின் சொந்தம் கதிர் வீசும் மொழிக்கு யாதான் சொந்தம். வெள்ளி நில யாரின் சொந்தம் கதிர் வீசும் மொழிக்கு யாதான் சொந்தம். நில்லாவுயிர் காத்தின் சொந்தம் மனம் நினைக்கும் எதுவும் இறைவன் சொந்தம். நில்லாவுயிர் காத்தின் சொந்தம் மனம் நினைக்கும் எதுவும் இறைவன் சொந்தம். தன்னானே தந்தினானே தனக்கானே தன்னானே தானானே தன்னானே தன தான தானா தன்னானே தன்னானே தந்தினானே தனக்கானே தன்னானே தானானே தந்தினானே தன தான தானா தன்னானே. சொல்லும் இந்த செயலும் ஒன்றாய் நித்தம் சுதந்திரமாய் வாழுகின்றோம். சொல்லும் இந்த செயலும் ஒன்றாய் நித்தம் சுதந்திரமாய் வாழுகின்றோம். எல்லை மண்ணில் காணாமலே எட்டு திசையும் ஆடி பாடுகின்றோம். எல்லை மண்ணில் காணாமலே எட்டு திசையும் ஆடி பாடுகின்றோம். கள்ளமில்லா நரி குறவர் நக காடுகள் மலைகள் சுற்றி வந்தோம். கத்த விதையேதும் இல்லை வரும் காலத்தை குறியாய் சொல்ல வந்தோம். தானா தன தந்தினானே தன தானானே தன்னானே தானானே தந்தினானே தன தான தானா தன்னானே. தின 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 தந்தினா 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 தின 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 தந்தினா. கும் தரிக்கிட்ட தரிக்கிட்ட கும் தரிக்கிட்ட தரிக்கிட்ட கும் தரிக்கிட்ட தரிக்கிட்ட கும் தரிக்கிட்ட தரிதாம். தின 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 தந்தினா தின 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 தந்தினா தின 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 தந்தினா தின 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 தந்தினா.
Our next program is a Kathak dance performance entitled Sargam by the teacher of ICCR, Mrs. Rochana Desai, and her students Archala Shri Shastri and Jessica Govinda. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that Rochana is an ICCR scholar and has performed on various prestigious stages at national and international level. A big round of applause.
Madani
ni sa sa ni da ni 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 da ma da 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 ma ga ma ga sa da da ma da ni sa ni da ma da ga ma da ni sa ni da ma da ga ma da ni sa ni da ma da sa ni da ma da ma ga ma sa ma ga da sa ni da ma da ma ga ma sa sa ni da ma da ma ga ma sa ma ni da ma da ma ga ma sa ma sa ni da ma da ma ga ma sa ma ni da ma da ma ga ma sa ma sa ni da ma da ma ga ma sa ga ma ga sa ga ma ga sa ga ma da ni sa ni da ma ga sa ga ma da ni sa ni da ma ga sa da ni sa ga sa ni da sa da ni sa ga sa ni da sa da ni sa ga ma ga sa ni da ma ga sa ga ma da ni sa ga ma ga sa ni da ma ga sa ga ma da ni sa ga ma ga sa ni da ma ga sa ga ma sa ni da ma da ma ga ma sa da sa ni da ma da ma ga ma sa sa ni da ma da ma ga ma 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 sa 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 da ni ga ga ma 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 ga ga ma 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 sa ga ni sa 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 da ni ga ga ma 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 ga ga ma 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 sa ga ma ni da ma da ga ma ga sa ni da ni da ma da ga ma ga sa ni ni sa ga ni sa ga ni sa ga sa ga ma da ma da ga ma sa ni da ma da ma ga ma sa ni sa da ni sa ni da ma da ma ga ma ga sa ni sa ga ma da 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 sa ga ma sa ni da ma da ma ga ma sa ma ni da ma ga ma sa ma ga da sa ni da ma da ma ga ma sa sa ni da ma da ma ga ma sa ga sa ni da ma da ma ga ma sa ma ni da ma da ma ga ma sa ma ga da sa ni da ma da ma ga sa ni da sa ni da sa ni da sa ni da ga sa ni da sa ni da sa ni da sa ni da ma da ni sa ni da sa ni da sa ni da sa ni da ga ma da ni sa ga ma da ni sa ga ma da ni sa ma sa ga ma ni da sa sa ma sa ga ma ni da sa
Thank you, Rochana ji and her students of IGCIC for this outstanding performance. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to witness a Marathi folk dance, Abhiyan Marathi Asliacha. This performance is choreographed by Mrs. Parinita Biwaji Rama. She was awarded a scholarship by ICCR for her master degree. This dance item described the love for the Marathi culture. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause.
लाभले आम्हास भाग्य बोलतो मराठी
लाभले आम्हास भाग्य बोलतो मराठी
जाहलो खरेच धन्य ऐकतो मराठी
धर्म पंथ जात एक जाणतो मराठी धर्म पंथ जात एक जाणतो मराठी
एवढ्या जगात माय मानतो मराठी
बोलतो मराठी ऐकतो मराठी
जाणतो मराठी मानतो मराठी उत्तुंग भरारी घेऊया उज्ज्वल भविष्यासाठी
एक दिलाने उमटू दे जय घोष आज हा ओठी
दरी खोऱ्यातून नाद घुमू दे एकच दिन राती
मी मराठी मी मराठी मी मराठी मी मराठी मी मराठी मी मराठी मराठी मी मराठी शिवबाची तलवार तळपली महाराष्ट्र अस्मिता फडकली शिवबाची तलवार तळपली महाराष्ट्र अस्मिता फडकली संतांच्या अमृतवाणीने जीवन केले वैभवशाली ऋषीमुनी अंथोर तपस्वी कल्याणास्तव इथे जन्मले आदर्शांचे अमोल लेणे या भूमीला देऊन गेले भक्ती आणि शक्तीची पुण्याई येथे मोठी
एक दिलाने उमटू दे जय घोष आज हा ओठी
दरी खोऱ्यातून नाद घुमू दे एकच दिन रात्री मी मराठी मी मराठी मराठी मी मराठी मी मराठी मी मराठी मराठी मी मराठी
Thank you, beautiful ladies, for this wonderful performance. Our next dance item is a Kuchipudi Tillana by Miss Tejasvini, Gopauloodoo and Mrs. Nalini, Totiah. Mrs. Tejasvini is an ICCR and a gold medalist scholar in the field of Kuchipudi dance. Miss Nalini Totiah has been acclaimed as an international artist. She is presently serving as lecturer in Kuchipudi dance at the MGI. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause.
Team na 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 dilana dilana na dridhi. Team na 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 dilana dilana.
దిల్లాన నాద్ర ధీం ధీం నాద్ర ధీం నాద్ర ధీం నాద్ర ధీం ధీరనా ధీరనా తదిగిన తం తగిట జం 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 తగిట జం తరిత జం తరిత నాద్ర ధీరనా ధీరనా తదిగిన తం తగిట జం 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 తగిట జం తరిత నాద్ర ధీం నన దిల్లాన దిల్లాన నాద్ర ధీం ధీం నాద్ర ధీం నాద్ర ధీం నాద్ర ధీం నన దిల్లాన దిల్లాన నాద్ర ధీం ధీం నాద్ర ధీం నాద్ర ధీం నాద్ర ధీం నన దిల్లాన దిల్లాన నాద్ర ధీం ధీం నాద్ర ధీం నాద్ర ధీం నాద్ర సొగసులూర హొయలు కోరిని సొగసులూర హొయలు కోరిని ధరించి రీతిని నీర క్షీర న్యాయమై మై మరచి సకల చరాచరమెల్ల పులకించి తీయని సొగసులూర హొయలు కోరిని రీతిని నీర క్షీర న్యాయమై మై మరచి సకల చరాచరమెల్ల పులకించి తీయని హాయని పెంచు చిరురవళిని మురళి మాధురి తీయని హాయని పెంచు చిరురవళిని మురళి మాధురి తీయని హాయని పెంచు చిరురవళిని మురళి మాధురి నాదు ధీరనా ధీరనా తదిగిన తం తగిట జం 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 తరిత జం తరిత జం తరిత నాద ధీం నన దిల్లాన దిల్లాన నాద ధీం ధీం నాద ధీం నాద ధీం నాద ధీం నన దిల్లాన దిల్లాన నాద ధీం ధీం నాద ధీం నాద ధీం నాద ధీం నన దిల్లాన దిల్లాన నాద ధీం ధీం నాద ధీం నాద ధీం నాద ధీం నన దిల్లాన దిల్లాన నాద ధీం నన దిల్లాన దిల్లాన నాద ధీం నన దిల్లాన దిల్లాన నాద ధీం ధీం నాద 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 ధీం
Thank you, ladies, for this splendid performance. We are proceeding with the Telugu folk dance Janapada Nrutyam by students of Miss Nalini Totiah. This folk dance will be beautifully performed by the girls who will joyously describe the celebration of Sankrati. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome the students of Miss Nalini Totiah.
హేమంత మంచులో సూర్యుడు ఏడుగురాలకి వచ్చాడు ఉత్తర దిక్కులో వెచ్చటి కాంతులు తెచ్చాడు శ్రీమంతుడై కొత్త అల్లుడు అత్తారింటికి వచ్చాడు అమ్మాయి బుక్కలో ఎర్రటి సిగ్గులు తెచ్చాడు చీకటి వెళ్ళగొట్టి చల్లాపిరే చల్లేస్తుంటే టాలెంట్ స్వరాలతో ఇల్లు వాకిలి తెల్లవారే నింగిలో చుక్కలు దించి నేల మీదే పెట్టేస్తుంటే రంగు రంగులు వచ్చిన ముగ్గుల్లో గొప్పెమ్మలు పట్టు పరికిణి కట్టుకున్నట్టు అమ్మాయి వలే కట్టు కట్టి ముచ్చటకున్నాయే గంగటోలు గంగిరెద్దు అయ్యగారికి దండం పెట్ట హరిదాసుకు అమ్మగారు బియ్యం ఇచ్చనట కుర్రకారు జోరు చూసి చుర్రుమంటే భోగి మంట ఎగిరేదే గాలిపటం పిల్లల గోలంతా కొత్త బట్టల సందళ్ళు పిండి వంటల వంటిళ్ళు అందరూ మెచ్చే అల్లర్లు బంధువులస్తే కబుర్లు బొమ్మలే కులూరిరే గుమ్మలు గుంపుగా వచ్చారు
గట్టి రంకెలేసే ఎడ్ల పోటీ గుడి గంటలు మోగేదట పండగనే చాటి కంజు భలే ఈల కొట్టి పుంజు కాలికి కత్తి కట్టి తోడగొట్టే భీమవరం పందాల కట్టి రాయలసీమ రాజసము పల్నాటి సీమ పౌరుషము కోనసీమ మమకారము గోదారి మనసుల ఎటకారము ఎరువక సాగుతుంటే రైతు గుండె ఉప్పొంగే జంటగా పైరు పాపలు ఉయ్యాలలో నవ్వుగే సంత ఊరు వైపే మనసంత లాగేస్తూ ఉంటే కన్నవారి చెంత ఒదిగేనే సంబరాలలో ఆంధ్ర తెలంగాణ 3 రోజులు మునిగి తేలేనా వేరు వేరుగున్న తెలుగు బిడ్డలేనా అమ్మ కడుపు చల్లగుండాలన్నా హేమంత మంచులో సూర్యుడు 7 గుర్రాలకి వచ్చాడు ఉత్తర దిక్కులో వెచ్చటి కాంతులు తెచ్చాడు శ్రీమంతుడై కొత్త అల్లుడు అత్తారింటికి వచ్చాడు అమ్మాయి బుగ్గలో ఎర్రటి సిగ్గులు తెచ్చాడు చీకటి వెళ్ళగొట్టి గల్లా పీరే చల్లేస్తుంటే టాలెంట్ సారాలతో ఇల్లు వాకిలి తెల్లవారే నింగిలో చుక్కలు తెచ్చి నేల మీదే పెట్టేస్తుంటే రంగు రంగులు అద్దిన ముగ్గుల్లో గొప్పమ్మలు పట్టు పరికిణి కట్టుకున్నట్టు అమ్మాయి వలే జట్టు కట్టి ముచ్చటగున్నాయే
We have reached our last performance of this cultural evening, a finale which merged all of the styles depicting unity among the artists, a colorful and vibrant choreography to the rhythmic music by Bikram Ghosh, by Mrs. Rochana Desai, teacher of ICCR, with the support of group leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. request our chief guest, the Honorable Shri Avinash Teeluck, Minister of Arts and Cultural Heritage, and Her Excellency Shrimati Nandini Singla ji, the High Commissioner of India, to kindly come on stage to felicitate all the artists for their lavishing performance. I shall call upon group leaders. Ma'am, sir. I would request Dr. Mrs. Lucky Narayan, the Secretary, Permanent Secretary. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome. So I shall call Shri J. Kumaren Iyasamy, Shri J. Kumaren Iyasamy for the Bharatanatyam dance. Shri J. Kumaren Iyasamy. A big round of applause. I shall call Shri Senthil Arnachalam for the Tamil folk dance. Mrs. Rochana Desai Lucky Gopal. She is currently working at ICCR as Kathak dance teacher. And for the Marathi folk dance, I shall call upon stage Mrs. Pranita Biwaji Rama. Mrs. Pranita Biwaji for Marathi folk dance. For the Kuchipudi dance, we have Miss Tejasvini Gopauloodoo. Again for our Kuchipudi expert, Miss Nalini Totiah. and sir, a group photo with the artist. Is it in the frame? Smile. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, wonderful artists.